And welcome back to the Big Exclusive Podcast. You know what I mean? I've been going for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off or with the podcast or whatever it is that you want to call it. I am super excited to be back. I'm coming back with what I feel is a great show. I got some great guest co-hosts today. I got my man Jumpman TVO who will be here in a second. I got comedian extraordinaire Top MF in Flight. That's not his real name. You just call him Top Flight, but I call him Top MF. I can curse, right? It's my show, right? Can I curse? My producer said I can curse. So we got Top motherfucking Flight in the building. But first of all, I got to thank all the sponsors that have stuck around with me because we had to take a little second off. And I got to tell you, I really missed podcasting. It's very therapeutic, very cathartic for me. I miss the interaction with you guys. I miss sharing those, off the wall thoughts. I miss the interaction when you guys tell me I'm crazy or I'm wrong. I miss all of that stuff. So at the end of the day, I'm super excited to be back. I come back with Critical Shot Studio, who's the executive producer of the show. He the one that makes me look so good. He creates all this, you know what I mean, beauty. Even though I'm on the other end of the spectrum, they say I'm not so easy on the eyes. That was a joke, people. My self esteem is intact and I'm okay. But I'm super excited to be back, man. I got another superstar special guest, and I couldn't be happier to have this guest in the building. You guys might know her. I hope most of you know her. And if you don't, I'm going to bring her in to introduce herself. She's going to tell you all about what she's got going on. And she leading off the show. Let me rewind a little bit because I did say I was going to show my sponsors some love. I got to thank SCB Naturals. I got to thank Shea Harmony, I Craft Mart, Big Exclusive Wine. Um, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Shred Fit Apparel. If you guys need workout gear, make sure you guys hit up shredfitapparel.com. The Zen Company online. If you guys are into the crystals or you need some, spiritual guidance, make sure you hit up the Zen Company online. She just flipped around her whole site, and it is a beautiful site. It's much more interactive, easier to use. So make sure y'all go over and show her some love at the Zen Company online.com. So with that being said, I want to most certainly bring in my first guest. I'm so excited to have her here today. Um, she might be a little, you know what I mean? I'm not sure what she is. She had a little injury. I'll let her tell y'all about it if she wants to. But the very first guest coming back on the Big Exclusive Podcast is no other than my daughter, Killer Cam. Hi, Cameron. How are you?
Hi, good.
Why'd you join the show?
Because today I wanted to talk a little bit about our YouTube channel. The name of our YouTube channel is Kayla and Cameron Try.
Can you speak up for me a little bit?
So the name of our channel is Kayla and Cameron Try. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video that we post.
Can I ask you a question? What are you guys trying on this channel?
Yes. So what we're trying on this channel, we do all types of fun
Like what? Sounds like Fun. So, what's your favorite video you guys put out there so far? Oh man, it looks like we lost Cameron. We're going to try to get her back. Um, and if we can't, we're just gonna move right along. But that was Cameron. I like to call her Killer Cam from Kayla and Cameron Try. It's their YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go over, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it. Yeah, they are very hard working, and they my daughters, so they deserve some shine on the show. And I got to tell you, I'm super proud of both my girls. Cam came on to do the show, even though she had a little injury. She bust her lip. You know what I mean? Lost a tooth, but she was still okay with coming on the show, joining us live, and telling us all about her channel. So I'm super proud of my daughters. They both honor roll students, have their own businesses. You have Maywire Cosmetics, that's by Kayla. You have Cami Cakes by Cameron. So you guys can go over to iCraftMart.com if you want to support my girls. Um, but it looks like Cam, she's done with it. She's over it. She's ready to move on, go finish playing, or whatever it is that she was doing. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring in my two guest co-hosts today. I told you guys a little bit about them earlier, but without further ado, I gotta bring on my guy, Elaine's only boy. You know what I mean? Now keep in mind, both these brothers coming on tonight is light skinned than a motherfucker, so they might try to tag team on me and do me dirty. So if y'all out there watching the live or listening, make sure y'all comment. If you watching live, share the live. Make sure we get as many people on board as we can, because this is a black versus light skin thing. Not really. Both these guys are my brothers, and I support and love both of them very much. But without further ado, I got to bring in the light skinned rapper, my guy, Jumpman TVO.
What's up, bro? That's what we doing.
The light skinned assassin. What's up with you?
Oh man, I'm good, bro. Man, thanks for having me on.
Hey
Mm-hmm.
man, I
Oh
appreciate you
man,
being on, bro. This has been a long time coming. Um, Before we bring
yeah,
in Top
absolutely,
Flight, just
absolutely.
let everybody know what you got going on real fast. I want to get the formalities out the way now, so once we start going in, we don't have to do no business. It can just be fun. We can just have a conversation. So what do you got going on?
All right, yes,
Um,
cool. But I got this album coming out, man, this summer, man. Dirty James. Uh, it's just more to the story, Lane's on board. You know what I'm saying? So I got that coming, man. Bunch of events coming, man. Comedy show July 31st. MR Lounge. You hear me? MR Lounge. Pool party up the sleeve. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited
Summer
about
or
the pool party,
COVID
bro.
summer. That's what we call it. I mean, boy Drewski out. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna bring him back out. You know what I'm saying? And Project X. You know what I mean? Second annual. You feel me? So I've been working on a few things. You feel
Solid. Say that. Then I got to bring in this other light skinned brother from another comedian extraordinaire. You might have seen him. He's all over the place, man. Like right now, he's joining us live because he's queuing up to do a show in Detroit. So he gonna be here with us as long as he can to bring the heat and the funny. We got my man, comedian Top Flight.
Hey, what's going on?
Flight, what's up, man?
me?
What,
Top, what's
what's up,
up?
brother? What's going on, my guy?
Oh man, I'm
Hey,
cooling
man.
out. What's up, bro?
I'm happy to have you in the building, bro. Tell the people where you at right now.
Um, I'm in Detroit right now. I'm getting ready to. I got a show in a couple hours, but I had to come on here first and come bang out with my guy. Okay, first of all, why is he on here sparking up a blunt? Um, we just had a baby on here Put that guy. Can we cuss?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay, put that goddamn blunt out. Yeah, look at God. Like choke him, Jesus. Choke him, Jesus.
This this medicine.
Put that blunt out. You're doing an interview and you on
This is
here
medicine.
smoking.
Hey, I mean, listen. He
Anyway,
grown. He
Listen,
I'm
bro.
can
sorry.
do whatever he
I'm
want
sorry.
to do. Like he in his house right now.
Yeah, I'm medicated. Y'all don't want to see me, you know what I mean, going to one of them seizures or something. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what can happen
Okay,
when I
yeah,
get
yeah.
this
No,
shit in
we
my
don't want
system.
that. Then go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish. Anyway, what's going on, Big Exclusive? Happy to have you back, man. Thank you for having me
Yo, I'm
on your
excited
show
to
yet
be back.
again, man. It's always a pleasure.
Hey man, I'm happy that you always say yes when I pick up the phone and put the call in, man. Like you literally be up and down the eastern seaboard, west coast, midwest. Like you would travel, like you be out of here. Like what you say? Top flight taking off. Stay
Yep.
out. What's the saying? I don't want to butcher it.
Where we at? Stay busy to stay out of trouble.
Stay busy to stay out of trouble. That's right.
Absolutely.
You want to tell like I'm gonna give you the opportunity to tell people what you got going on. So once you done doing that, we're gonna get straight into the dumb shit, okay?
All right. Pretty much July 31st, right?
July 31st.
July 31st.
Absolutely.
That's all we focusing on. That's all we talking about. I will be live in Scranton, PA. Anybody out there, if y'all interested in coming out, these two gentlemen that we are all on this show together. We're gonna have a phenomenal night. All my family, I got family coming out. That show is gonna be crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm gonna start advertising and promoting it in a minute because we want the word to get out, and that's all I'm gonna be talking about is July 31st. I'm headlining. You got your feature, which is Tony Bird. You got your opener special guest, which is comedian Ron, and your host is none other than my brother Nate, the landlord. So, Scranton, PA, y'all are definitely in for a treat. July 31st is going down. Yes.
All right, so July 31st, you headline in Scranton, PA. If you didn't know, it's presented by Aracelli's Fashion Boutique and your boy Big Exclusive. Jimmy will be or Jumpman will be in the building. I will be there as well. So if y'all want to come out, kick it with me live, um, come out. Let's have some fun. Let's have some laughs.
Absolutely.
If
Gonna have
you've
a
never
ball.
seen, if you've never seen Top Flight live, right? I promise you. You will be in for a treat. I'm talking about side splitting. You know how you laugh so hard, your stomach cramp up. I wish he'd
Right.
bring
I
this
got the
one joke
footage.
back. I've been wanting him to bring this one joke back for a long time. But since he lost all his weight, he like, bro, it really don't work anymore. But uh for everybody who's seen it or who haven't seen it, I'll just give you a little sneak peek. Like the punchline to the joke is he rips off his clothes and he's in a leotard.
Uh,
Nigga, I died, went to heaven, came back, died again, went to hell, came back, crying, bro, crying like I cry the way see. And I don't want to give the joke away because if he ever brings it back, it's a
I might bring it
showstopper.
back on the 31st.
You
You
might
heard it
have
here
to,
first.
bro.
I might bring it back on the 31st.
You might have to. That's one of my
Right.
favorite jokes, bro. That and the bit that you go into about your brother is fucking like you hilarious, period, bro. But we all human. We got our favorite jokes, and that's like two of my favorite jokes, bro. Like I'm like crying right now, thinking about just
Right.
thinking about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if you guys can get out the 31st, I will put the Eventbrite link on my page. If you're not following, it's Big Exclusive on everything. And the links will be available in the bios. It'll be on some posts. We're gonna go hard at promoting this because we're trying to have a successful, grown, sexy, and
You
hilarious event.
and I'm put this out there, man. I'm thinking about renting a bus. So all my Philly family,
Oh,
I might really consider
that might be
if
a
I
good look. Load up the
if
bus,
load up.
through the
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia
Probably
area.
it's a 2 hour
Absolutely.
drive. You can bring your alcohol on the bus and have a good time. And I'm really considering it. So it's on here, but I was going to talk to you guys later about it. And
Well,
that's
it's
one
the
of the
Big
things I
Exclusive
want to put in
show,
the
and that
work.
was an exclusive. We didn't even know nothing about that.
I'm thinking, hey, listen, like I
That
Right.
was
said,
an
man,
exclusive.
I want to make this thing
Can they medicate on the bus?
definitely a movie.
Hey man, I like that. We'll talk more about that behind the scenes.
A flight.
So
A, can can they
go ahead,
meditate
Jim.
on the bus? Can they have meditation and medication on the bus?
See, it's always a crackhead that just that's all he worried. You already up there. You ain't gonna be on the bus anyway.
I might
But
come
hey,
down just to come up on the bus.
When he
hey,
find,
listen,
see, that,
I was gonna say he's the type nigga, he'll come down
oh yeah,
just to get on the
You know,
bus.
I
oh
come right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I'm gonna be up here though. I can't wait though for the 31st. I know this joint gonna be different. You know what I mean, July 31st definitely gonna be different, man. So come stepping. You know, I just cause a lot of people just we living in all the alphabet era, the PPPs and the PPWs and all that. Come to this one stepping. You got all this goddamn money. You know what I mean? Come stepping. Straight like that. You hear me? Because it's
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah,
gonna be a grown and sexy affair.
I don't know what
You know
none
what
of
I
that
mean?
means, but a lot has went on since the last time, you know what I mean, I was live on air or I released a podcast. I'll let a lot of you guys bring up some. I'll allow you guys to bring up a lot of that stuff so we can talk about it, have some open dialogue, and have some fun. But the one thing that happened while I was gone that I really didn't feel right about, that hit me hard, was the passing of one of, like, he's in my top 5 of all time, dead or alive. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to DMX. Um, I will argue you till I'm blue in the face that he's top 5 just off of some of the stuff he's done, the impact his music had on me growing up, and when he came out. See, it was this thing, right? Back when rap was in its golden era, it wasn't cool to sound like every single song or every other person that was out there. You had to come with something unique, and you had to come with something different. That's why you had acts like Wu Tang, Busta Rhymes, MOP, um, Diggable Planets, The Roots. That they
Right.
all was allowed to coexist at the same time because it was something for everybody. Like, I just feel like now a lot of the stuff that comes out sounds the same, with the exception of Elaine's Only Boy. If you haven't picked up Jumpman's mixtape, make sure y'all go check that out. It's out of control. Like, it's one of my favorite mixtapes. But more importantly, what I was saying was that nowadays a lot of the stuff sounds exactly the same. A lot of it I have a hard time understanding. I think I done turned into, you know what I mean, my mom back in the day when I first started listening to rap music, and she like, what's that noise? I don't understand that, when she was still Temptationed out. And again, Temptation is one of my favorite groups of all time. I listen to a lot of different music. But when DMX came out, I mean, it was a culture shift, bro. When DMX came out,
Yeah.
if I
Absolutely.
remember correctly, there was a lot of West Coast stuff going on that was popping off that was real live. And when DMX came out, like, I went to the Survival of the Illest tour, right? And that was DMX, that was the Firm, with Foxy Brown, Nas, AZ.
Cool. Yeah,
Um,
nature and all that.
shout out to my homie Randy. Randy had walked up on me, was like, "Yo, Shan, I got an extra ticket," and it was out at the Dell, Survival of the Illest, and DMX basically was headlining the joint. So when DMX, like, when you heard that growl, that dog, I was like a fangirl. I lost my fucking mind. Like, he came out, he had the chain, he had the dog chain on, and I knew every song word for word, man. Like, DMX had a profound impact on me, and meeting him was on my bucket list. So I had the opportunity to check that off my bucket list because um, a friend, well, not a friend of mine, but everybody know Cool G Rap, right? So I was working on a project with Cool G Rap, and he was like, "Yo," he hit me up and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be down at the TLA." That's a venue in Philadelphia for everybody who's listening elsewhere in the country. Shout out to my folks over in Montreal locked in right now. Andy, Rick, shout out to you guys locked in. See, Big Exclusive get that international love. I appreciate it. But Coogee Rap had hit me up, was like, "Big, I want you to come down to the TLA. I'm doing the documentary, and that's another exclusive. G Rap is currently doing his documentary, and he asked me to come down and film some stuff for his documentary. And it was about DMX because DMX was going to pay tribute to him that night. So I got down there, and DMX. I got to be honest, like whole truth, nothing but the truth. DMX was like 2.5 hours late, right? And people were like, how like niggas is like we just impatient. 2.5 hours is a long time to be patient. You know what I mean? But it didn't matter to me. I'm like, long as he's still on his way, I'm gonna sit tight. But when he came in, anybody who ever performed, Jimmy, you know this, that back door at the TLA where they let the artists in, no, he
Yeah.
came through that back door. He like, yo, just give me a mic. They gave that nigga a mic. Now everybody was, you know how when you waiting, everybody got an attitude. Everybody off into their phones into their own little conversation. DMX came in and said, because I was backstage. It's one of the few times I was, backstage, and it was to see one of my, rap legends, one of my rap heroes. And he was like, "Yo, just give me a mic. Let's go." They gave him a mic. They gave him a bottle of Henny. They let the DJ know, turn his mic on. They turned his mic on. He said, the place just I mean, it felt like somebody ripped the ceiling off the TLA, bro. Like that shit was like if the energy was palpable. The minute he started growling, like everything changed, bro. The energy, it was palpable, it was electric. It was like you can reach out and touch it. That's how that's how much power DMX had when he performed. So check it. He ran through like 6 songs, took his shirt off. He ran through like another 6 songs. In the middle of like he stopped, I think it was like at he stopped and did a prayer. After the prayer, he opened the bottle of Henny. He drunk with looked like a quarter of the bottle, sat the bottle down, did 50 push-ups. Everybody counted with him. Then the beat dropped. What's on y'all niggas' mind? Fucking with me. I know somebody done told you. And he just go into like the intro to It's Dark and Hell. I mean, it like I lost my mind, bro. Like I literally lost my fucking mind. Um, and I went to this story to say I got to meet DMX after the show. We was upstairs in like the green room. Anybody know the TLA when you when the green rooms are upstairs? So we had to go up the steps. DMX, of course, had the biggest green room. He had the spread. I guess that's what his rider called for. But it was like 7 or 8 of us in there, including G Rap. So G Rap ended up filming it. I ended up filming the interview for G Rap, and then he's like, "All right, put the camera down. Let's just kick it." And DMX is like, "Yo, what, you drink?" And I'm like, and the way he sounds on stage and on the record, that's exactly the way he sounds in real life. That shit is not no act. It's not no him changing his voice to sound good on the record. It's exactly how he sounds in real life. And he was like, "Yo, you drink?" I'm like, "Shit, today I do. Even if I didn't, I was going to have some Hennessy with DMX." And that's what we did, bro. We had a couple shots, got to kick it. He took a picture with me. Like I post that picture often on Facebook and Instagram as my Throwback Thursday joint. But I had to get on here and talk about, what I mean, the impact DMX had on me and that experience I was able to share while he was here and make sure, I gave the legend his proper rest in peace. So rest in peace to the dog. You know what I mean? Dark man, extra sharp, extra hot. Um, he is a one and one man, and I'm gonna miss it. And if you guys haven't got his album yet, make sure you figure out how to stream it legally so he can get credit for it. You know what I mean? His estate, I believe, I don't know this for a fact, but I'll just say this because I don't know where his estate goes, but he got kids out there. He got a wife out there, ex-wife, and his current wife. He got people out there, you know what I mean, who he left behind, and we want to continue to support his estate so that his estate can take care of the family that he left behind. So I appreciate you fellas giving me the time to get that off my chest because that was just super personal to me, and it happened while we wasn't, while I was taking a break, COVID and all that stuff. But I wanted to make sure that this was recorded and archived somewhere so that I could go back and listen, just for my own good, man. just for me personally, for my kids. Um, Dad met a legend. You know what I mean? And I got to check that off my bucket list. So I appreciate you guys letting me get into that. Um, but like I said, rest in peace. Moment of silence. DMX. I appreciate y'all. So what y'all got? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, man.
I was about to say that's kind of hard to follow. It sounded like you took your panties off and fainted, and that it
Ew.
looked like you was a
Woo.
groupie. It sounded like you wasn't a man groupie. It sounded like you took your underwear and swung them and was like DMX.
Hey, listen, I told you whenever I told you, nigga, I was when DMX, like when I got to see him live, bro, like that Survival of the Illest tour, I was up there. I was throwing it. Yeah, I was a schoolgirl, bro. Fuck it. I ain't afraid to admit it, motherfucker. I
Hey,
ain't
ain't
afraid.
nothing wrong with it, man. Live your life. Ain't nobody taking your
You
moment,
can't
brother.
judge me. I'm secure enough in my manhood. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
I know what.
No, no, X though he definitely changed the game, though, man. He come from that era. You had to be exceptionally good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the
Right.
music, like you said, like I do listen to a lot of new artists out. You know, I have my select ones. You know what I'm saying? But as far as I feel like a lot of the unsigned artist that's trying to get on, you know what I'm saying, is trying to mimic this sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Instead of being that, like you feel what I'm saying? Like selling you, like they're branding yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're trying to sound like these other artists that are in right now. And I think that the market being saturated with so many different type of artists that's doing this particular type of music, it gets a little mundane. You feel me? There's no more excitement like we used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, because X
Right.
was, you know what I'm saying? You had DMX, you had Jay Z. That's two, you know what I mean? That's night and day. You feel what I'm saying? You got Big,
Right.
you got the Locks, you got
Nas.
Mace. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas and all these dudes, they readily identifiable as soon as they open their mouth. You feel me? So, yeah, I definitely feel you on that one right there. Like, it's a it's a lot of originality, but it all sounds the same. I'm not going to take away from these artists and say they're not in charge of it not being original, but uh, I don't know. It's innovation is what art is. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these boys, they're not innovating, and then I guess to a degree, we come from a different hip hop, and I guess that's not what hip hop is no more. Like dudes I grew up listening to, they won for the skinny jeans and the, you know what I mean, and purses. Like I can't, I'm never going, you know what I mean? I had 2030 in my pocket the long way, bro. You hear me?
The
I'm not
long way,
going
for
like,
sure. The long
nah,
way.
I can't. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So I ain't really trying to have like no purse. Like I just see my nephew on the gram, he was posted up heavy. You know what I mean? He rolling up his backwood. He got the Louis John. LVs all over the place. You hear me? I put right on there. I said, it's a purse though. Hashtag this ain't up for debate. It's a purse though. I love you to death, nephew, but that shit's a purse. You feel me? Real rap. So
So it don't
that's
so it
what.
don't matter if it's Louis Vuitton and no designer, none of that. It's a purse, right?
Yeah, in the area I come from, you getting your purse snatched. I don't give a fuck. Like that's what happens in the robbery. Like now, niggas is like getting their purse snatched. Like it's crazy because if you come through the way with a fucking purse full of money, that joint is getting snatched, and now
It,
you
it
are a male
sure
who has
is.
had their purse snatched. That's how the police gonna write it up and all
Hey,
that. It was a
listen,
purse snatching.
you lucky if you don't get knocked upside your head. Like
Yeah, I
seriously,
keep. Yeah, I keep. In fact, I hold on, right? I keep getting all these goddamn
put it on.
calls and all these people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know what? Something
goddamn
else.
talk.
Something else happened right while we was gone. And you guys, if you listening live or you watching live, you guys can share the video. or if you got some things you want us to talk about here on the Big Exclusive Podcast with Jumpman TVO and comedian Top Flight, you're more than welcome to post questions, comments on the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed, because right now we live on Facebook and YouTube. At YouTube, it's the Real Big Exclusive. On Facebook is the Big Exclusive Podcast. But something else happened while we were going out, and I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it because I know when I initially saw it, I really couldn't understand what the uproar was about because I 100% agreed. So we had our sister Queen Monique and what I like to call Bonnet Gate. And she had made it a point to say that, you know, when we out here and we represent as a culture and we in these airports and we walk in the streets, you know, try not to have those bonnets on. Represent, you know, the queen that you are. And for me, when I initially looked at the video that she made, she didn't refer to women as nothing other than queen. And Auntie one, you know, Auntie was just looking out for you. And that's the way I took it. But then I go back to Facebook, maybe half an hour later, and everybody like, Monique, mind your fucking business. And I was like, wait, what? Like, we live in a society now, or in our community, where Auntie can't even tell you, like, at the end of the day, that ain't a good look, baby. Take the bonnet off. You know what I mean? I'm
Look,
curious. Well, I'm
uh,
curious to what y'all thoughts are.
bruh. First of all, no disrespect to mommy. You know what I'm saying? Because she
Every time
come
somebody
from.
say no disrespect, they about to say some disrespectful shit. Like,
No,
go
Mhm.
ahead, let it
I'm just gonna
fly,
say
bro.
what's on my mind. Listen. First and foremost, she comes from. This is what the image that she portrayed in a lot of roles. You know what I'm saying? That she comes from the no tolerance. You know what I mean? Got my head wrapped up. Don't play with me. The girls from the way. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. You know
Bro, that's
what
a
it
role, bro.
is.
That's a
They don't
role.
give a fuck.
She
And
acted.
no, 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 no. But yeah, she acting, but she don't. Did she come from riches? Is she a Rockefeller? Is she one of them? A
Nah,
Rothschild?
no, sir.
Right. She come from where we come from. She understands. You know what I'm saying? So number one, number two, I also want to point this out that at one time, in Louisiana, it was against the law for black women to show their hair. They had to wear hair dresses and all that. You hear me? But black women being the women that they are, they learned to decorate these joints and all that. And that's where you get these trends with white women doing it. Just a little put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So if a woman got her head wrapped up and she passes through the airport in her pajamas, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what this woman's schedule is. That's how she had to give it up. It was either get my hour of sleep and get on this flight or worry about getting dressed. She chose to get her hour of sleep. Mind your goddamn business. Yeah, and you're not
So,
like we
so let me
refer
ask
to
you. Let
you
me
as
ask you.
auntie.
Let me
No, we
let me ask
refer
you a
to
question.
you as auntie, right? But
Let
it's
me
not
ask
because
you a
you my
question.
auntie. It's just you give up auntie vibes. Yeah.
Let me ask
So,
you a question. Right. So you book a flight. Right.
mhm.
Let's say 9 times out of 10, this ain't no emergency flight, bro. You knew this flight was happening easily. If we cutting it close, you knew it was happening a week in advance. Top flight. You of all people should know. And even you could have show booked, like somebody could hit you for a show. What's today? Tuesday. Somebody hit you for a show Friday, right?
Mhm.
You walking through the airport in your pajamas?
Nah, not me. I mean, well, man, we got our uniform too. I got my Nike flip
Okay.
flops and a pair of basketball shorts and a,
Okay.
and a
So
hoodie, and,
let,
and that's it.
let me ask you this. You and your significant other. I don't know. Jimmy, same question for you, bro. Y'all booked the flight. Y'all going to Vegas. St. Thomas. I don't give a fuck where you going, but you booked the flight. You knew at least a week in advance, right? So are you allowing your significant other, woman and or wife to walk through the airport like that on the way to catch a flight?
Absolutely. I know what she looked like without it. Why not? Why I'm about to disturb her comfortable? You hear me? Listen, that's what I'm saying. It come out when I was talking about this on the live earlier, man. Like, what if, right? Because I just wanted to know if you wore this and wise. What if you mind your motherfucking business? No, listen. No, listen. You see how that happened? That was so beautiful. What if you mind your motherfucking business and act like you don't see me? Is it gonna bother Monique? You got some money. You come through like this image. And some people, by the demand of their time, they on and off flights. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you go to your last flight? Did you go to the airport in a Brooks Brothers suit with wingtips?
No,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? Was you all see right? You know what I'm saying? You went with how made you feel comfortable. Now, if you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm assuming like I don't know what she was talking about. See, I don't know because you got a bonnet on, right? She obviously don't want to mess her hair up. She know she about to go on this flight and go to sleep. You feel me? So I'm gonna wait till I'm on the flight trying to put my bag up and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like she got some bullshit. And what if, just like what if, hypothetically, she mind her fucking business? Right.
Hey, listen, I want to mind my business too, but I think I want to start a survey with Jumpman. I want to get a count on, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm saying, and you feel me? Because he, yeah, I mean, me 13,000
Let
times
me
already. So we need to get a count on here on how many times he, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
my
mind your
yeah,
motherfucking business. And what
because
was
yeah,
the other
listen,
one you said? You feel me?
you feel me? You heard me. But listen, you know what it is? There's a study that shows when people say stuff like, "You hear me? You see what I'm talking about?" They're telling you how they learn. And then by they telling you how they learn, they trying to tell you how they communicate. I need you to see what I saw when I learned it in order for you to feel like, for me to feel like I conveyed my message. So when I say him talking about, I need to know that you heard me. And that way I know that you learned what I said.
Right.
Like that switch
It's
right there.
crazy.
Yeah.
I agree with it,
Right.
man.
There
Like
we go.
my 2 cents, excuse me, on it from somebody who's always on a plane. And I normally always got the first flight going out. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I just want to get to where I'm going, go lay down, take a nap, and get ready for the show. And that's it. So I kind
Yeah,
of,
but I don't think it's about impressing anybody. I'm thinking it's about here's the way I look at it, right? So whenever I go anywhere to do anything, I try to understand that I'm a direct representation or reflection of,
with me.
my family and and
Right.
and, and the image that I want to put across. And trust me, it's not dapper Dan because I'm comfortable all the time. Wherever I go, I'm comfortable. Whatever it feels comfortable to me. And the bonnet was created for what exactly? If I'm not mistaken, and if some women are listening, you guys can inform me. But I thought the bonnet was created for sleepwear or for when you take a shower to protect the hair while you shower or protect the hair while you sleeping. That shit wasn't never meant to be no fashion statement. It was never meant to be
But
comfortable when
but
you're
that's what
going
she talk
anywhere.
about.
My thing is
She talking
ultimately,
about
huh?
that's what she talking
That's
about. She
what
talking
he
about in the airport. They about to go to sleep on that
they about
flight,
to go
bro.
to sleep. Yeah,
So
yeah.
my question is, any other time is it still okay to wear the bonnet any other time? Like, all right, say for
Okay,
instance,
no, here's
you gonna show up to the bar, you gonna show up to the club, you gonna show up to anything else, knowing you about to go to sleep when you get back from the club, or I'm just trying to make it make sense. I just don't think that's something that you wanna represent unless because some of that happens sometimes. Like as a culture, we'll take some shit and we'll make it fashion, right? Like the only reason Crocs sell the way that they sell is because we made the shit a fashion. Now they got, I don't know who did
well,
it,
I
but I
got
remember
Crocs on right now.
I remember coming across high heel Crocs
I
just like recently. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on with high heel
they
Crocs.
better
Why would
know.
you ever want to wear that? Is people wearing Crocs around town? Like to me, that's like that's something I like. I don't understand. I wouldn't do. Like Crocs were specifically for I want to say the nursing environment. Um,
To
for
be
them,
honest, they're
so that
comfortable as fuck. They're comfortable as
So,
fuck.
okay, all right. So they comfortable as fuck. So, like I said, we do stuff and we turn it into a fashion thing, but I didn't know the bonnet was a fashionable thing now, and it's just something that if I'm with my woman, I don't give a fuck how early it is, how late it is. I don't give a fuck what's going on, bro. Like I don't want you in no bonnet out with me. I don't give a fuck if it's 5 o'clock in the morning and we on our way to catch the 5:30 or 6 a.m. flight. It doesn't matter. Put that shit on when you put the neck pillow on. Like why do we have to go from? And 9 times out of 10, you're not. I mean, you're not leaving the house and getting in your will. You probably going Uber or taxi to the airport because you don't want to park or pay for
But
parking.
she not
So
she
you
not
out
trying
in
to hear that shit. Bro, you
no,
know how
yes
long
she
it take
is.
to get the
Yes she
hair in
is.
that
I don't
bonnet?
give a fuck what she trying to
She
hear,
gonna be
bro.
mad.
You
You
gonna
know, I
take the
mean, but
bonnet
she
off,
gonna be mad
but
about
she
it.
don't
She gonna
go.
do it.
She
But
don't
deep
go.
down, yeah, deep
She
down,
don't go.
no, deep down,
She
she's
don't
gonna be
go.
mad about it. Because you know how long it take to get the hair in the bonnet?
And how
You
long
gotta
it
put
take for you
the
to fuck?
hair in the bonnet a
Jimmy,
certain way.
how long it take for you to fuck it up? Huh? You give
2 minutes.
a shit about that bonnet? Matter of
Two
fact,
good.
when you intimate with your
You leave
woman,
that
you
joint
allow
right
her with the
on. I don't
bonnet
give
on.
a fuck.
Yo, you savage on some other shit.
I wouldn't give a fuck if she had a Chewbacca mask on. You hear me? I know my bitch look like. You hear me? What you talking about? You hear me? Real rap, cuz.
Oh, you
Listen,
is wild
I
with your
wouldn't give a fuck if had a
style.
Chewbacca mask on. You hear me? Listen,
You
the point
is
I'm making
wild with
is
your
though,
style.
listen,
Go ahead.
bro, like, all right, when you come and you traveling, they'll be counting them, be letting them ride, right? When you're coming through the airport, look,
Five. Go
bullshit.
ahead.
Look, when you coming through the airport
Right.
and you got an early morning flight, you just been out Collins Ave, Miami, Ocean Drive, you living it. You're wasted. You hear me? You trying to get some sleep. Sleep.
Uh,
No, 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 no. You know what I'm talking about. Let's sleep. Like, let me get an hour. And you got drive. We all lit. You got drive, though, because you the responsible one. Ain't nobody tell you to drink. Pressure's on you, big guy. You hear me? But you don't want to kill us either. You're going to get that hour, but we're going to get to the airport on time. And we're going to come through TSA doing whatever we got to do to get there, right? You might have firefighted our way to the plane. Gangster. You ain't brush your teeth. You got a big eye boogie. None of that. You gonna be worried about that? Everybody, you got to add in people's real life situations. You feel me? This is coming like I feel like it's coming from a person that you've moved up and you've elevated in life, and maybe that's beneath you now, or you times have changed and things change for you. But among regular people, she says she's seen too many to count. Because I seen the little clip of it. She says she's seen too many to count. And this is the common thing. That's the common thing. And now you're telling the common folk what they ought to be doing when you ain't common no more. People gotta remember that. That's why I said she comes from what we come from. That's what
yeah,
makes that's what makes everything.
but because as a person has made it to a certain stature or level in life, that don't
I
mean
wish
that
she
they
would
can't.
tap my daughter on the sleeve at the airport. Talk about baby. Love you like you look. Get your corny ass out of here. She's loved very well. Fuck is you talk about? We are. She better not. That's what I'm saying. She got on some bullshit in that interview, bro. She was on some nut shit. We just gonna call a spade a spade. Auntie was on some nut shit. Real rap. She'd have got cussed
It,
right the fuck out. Everybody in my
why,
family know that. If not, what?
why,
You said what? You get your corny ass out of here.
it sounds like you get ready to rob Monique. Like it really, I'm nervous now.
Rev
It
me up
sounds
now. I
like
thought about it. I'm revved up now.
they out there
Rev me up now,
snatching
bro.
purses. You out there snatching Monique. I'm kind of nervous now. We're gonna delete this
You
part of
might
the
snatch
show.
Monique.
The
I'm not gonna.
do shout out to our sponsors. All the stuff that Jumpman is saying, we do not advertise,
Shut up.
promote, or
No, because I, I'm I'm honestly now that I think about it as I'm saying it out loud, like, I'm a little disappointed because I was a big supporter of Monique. You know what I'm saying? I watched the Parkers and like she's funny. It's Monique. She held her own. Like, didn't she play wasn't she supposed to play like Della Reese in a remake of Hall Nights or something like that? Anyway, but she's that type of, you know what I'm saying? It's Monique. She holds her own with the heavyweight. It is like I take it up from her, but I felt like she's one of us. Like you speak for one of us in the comment. Like these are young girls that's from the hood. They traveling now. Everybody's traveling now. It's $100 round trip to Miami. You hear me? So don't knock, Taniqua and Rashida because that's how they move. You know what I'm saying? This is
Not
what
Taniqua
they on.
and
Mind your
Rashida,
fucking business.
because you got to do better, bro.
That is their names.
So so let
Hey,
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you care how um, people respond and interact with your black daughter? Because what you got to realize is the stuff that we do as a culture reflects on everybody in the culture. So, are you okay with your daughter being um negatively, I mean, she black, so it's going to happen anyway, but ultimately if we did better as a community, there's certain stuff they can't hold over our heads, bro. Like at
no
the
doubt
end of the
about it.
day, if niggas pulled their pants up, we wouldn't have that stigma of every person being a thug or or an animal or something like that. If and the fact of the matter
But
is we set culture, right? So they
we
take
just
bits
you're
and
just
pieces.
pointing out, but you're pointing out the worst ones. Yeah, the sagging of the pants and all that. My pants sag here a little
But
bit
that's what
here
they
and there.
do. That's
But
what everybody
however,
does. They take the worst part and they
and then
amplify it.
and then they appropriate it, right? And then they appropriate it, and then they
Exactly.
sell it back to us. We just fool for buying it. Because you
Exactly.
feel me? Who you think's making these clothes that we wear like that? You're selling the clothes to us, and then you call me a jackass for either how I'm wearing them or the price I'm paying for 'em. So like a lot of people got to get out of their heads from saying like, what is the image that we should be giving off when we come to the airport? Because it doesn't matter how I travel, how I look while I
Bro,
travel to
it's
get to what could be my indoctrination to the Hall of Fame. I could be on my way to get inducted to the Hall of Fame, but I look like shit as I travel because I have real life going on. And every time I travel, this is how I travel because it's uncomfortable. Lady, mind your fucking business. I would have asked, listen, that would be my thing. I'd have been like, why is it that you the age you are and you haven't learned to mind your fucking business? I would have hawked the shit out of with that. You can't
I,
mind your
I
fucking business?
I think what
You ever
happens a
ask
lot
somebody?
of times is a lot of the older women, because my mom is the same way. My mom, to go across the street to the store, my mom would put makeup. She would pull her hair out. She would take the rollers out of her head. Like she wasn't walking my
shout out to
grandma in
Mama
the
Flight.
same way. Huh?
I said shout out to Mama Flight.
Yeah, yeah. My grandma, she was the same way. Just to go to the corner store, she would, because her mentality was, you don't know who you gonna run into. And
Right.
the last thing I want to do is be looking, like I don't give a shit about myself. So
Right.
that old school mentality is still with a lot of the older generation, but the new generation now, they're more or less, I know what I look like. I ain't worried about, and I don't give a fuck. Like Jump said, mind your business. This is what I'm doing because this is what I want to do. So the newer generation now is more or
And
less geared
especially
towards I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, how I want, and mind your fucking business. Like he said. He said it. I didn't say it, but he said
I seen a special. I seen a special with Oprah, and she was traveling to. This was she was still
Oh
doing the
God.
show, and she was
Right.
traveling. Oprah looked crazy in the motherfucker the way. Yeah. Now, if the most one of the most richest black women in the world carried the nonsense that she was carrying on, you know what I'm saying? She looked crazy in the motherfucker on this flight. Yeah.
So wait,
Why
Oprah
can't
was
everybody else?
she was traveling private, right? Oprah was at the
It doesn't
Clearport. She
matter.
wasn't flying commercial,
She's
right?
still,
And this was behind the scenes, right?
well, it doesn't matter. You never know who you
How it
gonna.
don't?
It
All right.
doesn't matter. They
Let
showed
me
a sneak peek. They
nah,
showed.
bro.
Listen, they
Let me go
showed. They
back to something else
they
you said.
allowed camera access. They allowed camera. Hold on, listen. They allowed camera access to show her in this was the comfortable state that she was in. She was very relaxed. She didn't have her makeup on and none of that shit. She had a little sweatpants, hoodie on with the glasses, like these big ass glasses. You can still see the bags in her eyes. Oh, shit was crazy. She was just in a fight. But that's not the whole thing. But listen, she had these big glasses on and she looked very below casual. Like I'm bumming it on my way to my $1 billion thing.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
It on my way to
Jim,
my $1 billion thing.
Jim, you mind your business?
Yo.
Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
You a fucking liar and a hypocrite.
Now,
you a piece of shit for that.
If I
So wait,
somebody
no. We just had a conversation about the man purse. Your nephew was on Instagram minding his fucking business with his Louis Vuitton.
No, you're
man
not
purse.
minding your business.
And where you come in his, you came to his page. You came to his page.
Look how he tried to.
You still gonna tell Mr. Purse.
He tried to argue like a Republican on me. No, you try to argue.
You can't
like
do that.
You
can't say
He's
you
on
mind
social
your business.
media.
Oh, my God.
Once you show me something,
what's the difference
on my timeline, it is my business. Because if you ain't no.
But these women is out in public.
Put it out there on social
and the public
media
has a right to an opinion, right?
But no. I'm out in public. But just because I'm out in public don't mean I'm asking you to tell me about my opinion.
What's the difference between posting it on social media and being in public? Go ahead, I'm listening.
If you let me. When you on social media, there's a goddamn comment button. There's a button where you are. If you hit the button, there's no way you can do. If you hit that goddamn button, I can put a comment on. Because I'm traveling about flesh and blood person, I ain't got no comment button. So that must mean it ain't just free for you to open up and speak to me. Certainly about what the fuck you think of me. I can see, sir, don't do that. Son says don't touch. But you just talking about, I think you an ugly motherfucker. Yo, get the fuck out of here, guys.
So would you agree that we go way beyond friends, we brothers, right?
Absolutely.
Huh? So you gonna say that bullshit? You gonna say that bullshit live on air, right? So here, I got one question for you. I'm gonna leave you alone. I got one question for you. Have we ever been out in public and or at the club and you ever said, what are those?
Got him.
You know.
Got him. Got him.
Got him. Yeah, man.
I know he was about look. Me grinding somebody the fuck up because I be drawing. Everybody don't do that. And I'm
just saying. You ever hit somebody with a one of those? And you can't lie because we more than brothers, bro. We more than brothers. Like we grew up.
Bro,
you know what I mean? Like you hit somebody. Like we've been in the club. Matter of fact, we thrown events together. And it's like, yo, what the fuck, man got going on?
That's the nigga. Listen, look.
All right, we gonna move
now,
on.
This is the difference. It's a big fucking difference, right? Now,
no,
I'm
bro,
a rapper.
It's not.
Listen,
trying to justify.
In this rap shit, bro. When I'm telling you, when you get to like the red carpet events, when you walk down that red carpet, you are silently agreeing to let people say whatever the fuck they want to about you. It's an unwritten thing. Otherwise, keep your ass on the red carpet. That means I don't want the cameras all on me. When you go down that red carpet, though, we're going to tell you exactly what we think, and it's going to end up in People Magazine on the Who Bought the Best and Knots and all that. You know what I'm talking about. Real rap.
Okay. I told you I'm going to leave you alone. I ain't going to say nothing else about it, bro.
Yeah, because in the meantime, in between time, what are those? You tripping. You're not doing that. If it's on site, you know
No, nigga, mind your fucking business.
You know what I mean?
But listen.
I'm a 31st. I'm
The
gonna show up with some
isolated
bullshit
incident,
on.
top killer.
I'm gonna show up with some
Top,
bullshit on the 31st. I want you to mind your fucking business. All right.
but you my man though. But you my man.
So
She don't
you
even
allowed
know
to
these
drive
young
me up.
ladies. She trying to stop a whole generation of young girls doing what they do. Plus, listen, you gotta figure, right? They about to get on the
Hey,
flight, they go to
wait.
sleep, but
That's a perfect segue, right? That's a perfect segue. She trying to stop these young girls from doing, you know what I mean, what they want to do, right?
but the more you
Okay.
keep talking about that infernal rap music, turn that racket down. Look what happened in hip hop. Mind your business. They on the wave. All across the country, they wearing these bonnets. They like, oh my God, I can protect my $600 wig if I just put this $15 cap on. They ain't trying to hear none of that shit. That cause like, it's all expensive, bro. Ladies, and no, the ladies watching, they know what I'm talking about. The wigs is expensive. The lace fronts and the install and all that. And if they got one on under that bonnet, they hear definitely probably done 9 times out of 10. You hear me? 9 times out of 10, this girl here is done when she take that motherfucker off, and it's gonna stay that way because she might not even have the equipment to put it back how it was, and she gotta catch this fight. That's how deep.
So let me ask you a question, right?
You got it.
We talking about young women and doing whatever, you know what I mean, they want to do. Mind your business, leave them alone. But as a father of 2 daughters, right? Flight. No, let's start with Jim. The girls is they outside with the hot girl summer. What's going on? Do you think that they need some guidance? Do you think they should be outside? And what are they doing outside? You don't shake your head
Now
now.
look,
Put your head
man.
down because you got a daughter too.
Listen. Now listen, right?
What they doing
Let me
outside,
tell
Jim?
you. Man, they sucking dick, bro. It's just what's going on. They sucking dick out there, bro. Would you like? I got a daughter. Yeah, you want to make that an issue? Like, yeah, I got a daughter. I'm not saying that's what. Listen,
So
that's
we
what the
don't
fuck is
want them
going on, though. We're
outside.
not gonna sugarcoat it.
So we don't
Not
want them
that you don't
outside,
want them
right?
outside.
Or
Listen,
Auntie can't tell you.
see, they
Auntie
try to
can't tell
argue
them
with
not
like
to
a
be out there
Republican.
sucking dick, bro.
She should. You hear me? But she worried about dumb shit like bonnets. You know what I'm saying? Mind your fucking business. You ain't even trying to save her from having this hot ass summer. You hear me? You talking about pay your hair out so when these niggas
Yo,
see you, you can represent. That's what she's saying,
yo,
taking pride in your appearance. I just, you know what I mean,
yo,
for 1 minute because she turned down. Look, but no, listen, I'm
bro,
telling you,
I'm
they
crying.
got mad at me when I said that. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But listen, the summer that they implying, you hear me? If your girl is out here talking about we going to the stew, you hear me? It was no, boo, I got booked. Just imagine your girl come home and tell you she got booked. If your girl come home and tell you she got booked and she out by, like a few hours after the sun come up, bro, she was out sucking dick. That's just dead. You hear me? It's the oldest trick in the book. Now, I understand I got booked before. I got booked. I think every nigga probably pulled the I got booked on. Real rap.
So my
Because we
my
was outside
question
fucking.
is,
Now, we wasn't outside sucking dick, but we was definitely looking for some pussy. You hear me? Keep it real. Keep it real.
all right, so I don't
Keep
want my daughters outside, bro. And if
Not
Auntie
in
can
that
help keep
capacity.
them
No,
from
no.
outside,
Don't take it. Don't take it as literally outside. It's the mind state that they got when they outside. You hear me? Hot girl. They outside. They on hot girl time. You hear me? And when you on hot girl time, outside is the best place to be, correct? You hear me?
okay,
Just let you know. You heard?
all right.
Yeah, don't get
Hey
caught up in
man,
that dumb shit.
this nigga should write a book. He got the jewels for your ass. That's all I'm saying. Jump man, when I see you, brother, I'm gonna give you a hug
Dropping the
because
jewels.
you sound like you haven't had a hug in a long time.
I
Okay,
just got up about 15 minutes ago. Man, I just
you
want to
ain't
be a
not
realist.
denying it. You ain't, look.
No,
I'm gonna give you a hug.
I think
Okay,
listen, I'm telling you, listen, don't be fooled and don't let That's a horrible thing to say. Nigga, I'm outside, right? Who, you know what I'm saying? Now I got a girlfriend, but yeah, I mean, but niggas is outside. You think they
Well,
out there
don't say
getting done for?
much.
You hear
All
me?
right.
They up there
Turn his microphone off because he can already tell on himself. Moving on. Let's go.
So yeah, let's move on.
no, listen,
So
listen, that
outside
ain't what
is
I'm
a
saying.
Look,
neutrality.
he don't want to stop. He gonna tell on himself. He get ready to fuck his life up right now. Moving on. Did anybody watch Harlem's
I'm not.
Nights? I'm trying to change the subject.
He said all of that.
Harlem Nights
That's
as
crazy.
Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor. No, you know what I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about since I got all the fellas on tonight, right? So, what does it say that the biggest fights? Like, I want to know, is boxing in trouble? Right? I'm a huge boxing fan, right? And boxing now, the biggest fight that we just witnessed, or the biggest sham, I should say, is Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Logan Paul, right? Um, I'm curious to know, is boxing in trouble when that's the biggest fight that can be made?
Yeah, for me, I would definitely say yes because I don't break my neck like I used to go be like, yo, I'm not missing the fight tonight. Like I don't even care. Like I don't even who's the heavyweight champion. I don't even know who that is right now. Like I have the slightest idea.
It's uh Tyson Fury, who actually has a fight coming up. Is Tyson Fury versus uh
Is he fighting
Wilder,
Wilder
Fury
again?
Wilder 3. Yeah,
Wilder, right? Yeah, that's yeah. That's,
they having the trilogy right now, and I'm curious as to know, is it honestly, is boxing in trouble, right? Because if I'm looking at it now, the next two fights coming up that are legitimate fights is Pacquiao versus Spence and Fury
Yeah.
versus Wilder, right? And
Now that's
in
boxing.
between, you just had TikTokers versus YouTube. That shit did numbers on pay per view. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Logan Paul, another situation that did numbers on pay per view. So my question is, are we trending now? Celebrity boxing. Lamar Odom just fought Aaron Carter. Like, is that where boxing is headed, or because these fights are being made, and Floyd made 50 million off of that fight, but 14 million, and Paul made two. All right, so my producers told me Floyd made 14 million, and Logan Paul made 2 million. Is this where boxing is headed? And if so, are you guys interested in still watching boxing if that's where we're headed?
nah. It's a big no for me.
Mm,
I'm
Jim,
I
not
just
feeling. I'm super disappointed.
you super not feeling it? Because I come from an era where we used to have huge like pay-per-view parties. Like your
mm-hmm.
homie could charge you $50 to come watch a Tyson fight
Yep.
that's gonna last
15 hours,
one
20
fucking
hours.
round. Like, and then we don't have like legitimate boxers used to be scary, bro. And I don't know if it's because I'm older or I don't know, but like Marvin Hagler, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. Like these dudes to me was scary. Like I wouldn't want to run into them niggas on the street.
Right.
So boxing, do we still have that? Like I think Floyd made the sport pretty, right? And made it more or less about the money and less about the competition because Floyd did a lot of cherry picking during his career.
Yeah.
So, or all right, so my producer said, was he? Or he was just making all that shit look easy. I'm not sure, but for me, I miss boxing when every opportunity or every fight can result in the motherfucker being put to sleep.
Yeah, I about to say I don't even
I
think people
mean,
get knocked out no more.
Hey Jim, didn't you just knock somebody out in the parking
Ocho,
lot?
Ocho, no.
Hey, don't talk about that on here. Don't do that. See, you stop. Now you're trying to get it. Now I got him out of trouble once. Now you're trying to pull him
No,
back in.
I'm
Stop.
trying to understand is knockout
That,
is knockout still the goal?
yeah, no, listen, no, right. My thing is, first of all, Chad Ochocinco got knocked out. But he not knocked out, but he was out on his feet. They knocked his got that main man like wow,
But he
that was
got back
bad.
up though, bro.
But
He got back up.
yeah, but you can get back up and really be out. He got back up and was like, look, he was hurt. That was, you know what I'm saying? Anytime motherfucker get up and start all that dumb shit, he hurt. Like, he was out. He was gone, bro. Like, he got like he said, I said, yeah, he's fucked up. But yeah, boxing ain't like that no more. It ain't like that. I'm a big fan of Floyd. I used to hate him. I bet a bunch of fights against Floyd. Definitely Zab. I took Zab
That
over Floyd.
up.
He upset me. And after he like destroyed Zab, I was like, yeah, he different. Like at that point, I was just willing to admit that he different. But then you definitely got to point out that he never fought motherfuckers like Tito. You
Yeah.
feel me? He never fought Tito. He fought a old De La Hoya. He ain't fight no parts of Tito. Now Tito was retired, but he got retired by which I think what you call retiring, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard
So
Hopkins retired. But Tito was a beast. At Floyd at that 147, I think Tito would have beat the bullshit out of Floyd. I ain't even hold you.
I don't know, man. Floyd got a way of making good, great boxers look average, bro. That's just the gift. That's just the talent, man.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's
like you
like
gotta
I,
go back. I go back and look at Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad, man. Don't really look at that fight, man.
I
That
mean, I
fight was
watched it
different. This was
live.
a
We was at Dave
yeah.
crib. I watched
This
that
was a
fight
young.
live. I
That was a
still
young
remember that.
Oscar. That was a young Oscar, and he ain't really. You know what I'm saying? Tito different. Tito different. You know what I mean? He was. He was. You know what I mean? I think he got put down. I think he got his last two put downs was it, but he was different. You know what I mean? It's debatable. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to like regardless of our opinions, it's always open for debates because like you said, they wasn't taking all these fights. You feel
Right.
me? And just because you could beat him and I could beat you, don't mean I could beat him too. You feel what I'm saying? However it go, you know what I mean? So it's just boxing ain't the same, and that MMA is definitely taking over.
Y'all see Clarissa Shields make her
I'd rather
MMA
watch
debut?
MMA fight.
Did y'all catch Clarissa Shields make her MMA debut? Female boxer
No,
went to the
That's the black girl, right?
yeah, yeah. Yep, she went in there and handled her business, man. She won. She beat the brakes off that. The girl almost had it though with a takedown, but she ended up beating the brakes off that girl, man. It didn't seem fair after a while, so the fight was stopped.
I'm about to
But
say that's more entertaining nowadays than actual boxing. The MMA fights.
well, MMA
People,
yeah,
it's a
I don't,
different. Go ahead, Jim.
I don't like the. I do like watching it, but I don't want to see one of them Jones where they just grapple all goddamn on ground like fight. I want to see them fight. You know what I'm saying? I like the best, well, the bigger names to me in that sport are the ones that can throw their hands. Conor McGregor. Uh, what's his name? Silver. Um,
Anderson Silva,
who else?
yeah.
Yeah, Anderson Silva's a beast.
Jones,
Like yeah, Bones. Like their offensive moves. You know what I'm saying? Is that's what I want to see. Like we want to see somebody get flying knee in the face. All right, that's different. I watch that. You know what I mean? That's what had me watching it. But once they get they get to keep trying to roll on the floor and like break that up. I thought, you know what I mean, like nobody want to see all that. Break that shit up and let them fight. That's what I like about boxing, though. You feel me? Boxing is an art. You feel me? It's gonna be a lost art if they keep this shabby ass. I ain't that Floyd fighting that boy, man, and he went the distance with you, Floyd. Did y'all rehearse that? That had to be
Yeah, man.
rehearsed.
But
You
I
feel me? Like
mean,
you got to do this. Yes.
I don't know if that was. I've seen those conspiracy theories online that Floyd knocked him out, but held him up at the same time because contractually something or whatever. I saw that, but I just don't think Floyd had the power to knock him out. Well, maybe he did, but dude was
It don't
so
take no.
big. He was
It
too
don't
big
take
for
no.
Floyd, man.
Bro, it don't take no whole lot of power to knock nobody out. 4 pounds of pressure, bro. It's all it takes.
Yeah, yeah. You absolutely right, but I just don't think Floyd was willing to take the risk to try and knock him out. Like you got to, can you imagine Floyd getting knocked out in the exhibition? His whole reputation is he money, he pretty, like he never been down, he never lost a fight, like, and and then for Logan Paul to do it, like, no, Floyd wasn't taking that risk. Floyd was gonna do just enough to get you a
That'd
show,
have
get
you.
the bag,
That'd have
and
me mad as shit. But it is what it is. It has been the upset of the year. But that, keep it real. Like, don't taint the sport with these plays. It's a play. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
exhibition. It's not gonna go on my record. It's not gonna diminish this retirement record that he walked off with. You know what I'm saying? And he still couldn't take a loss. He couldn't see himself taking a loss. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not for no title. You know what I'm saying? It's not
right,
like Logan Paul's got an extensive record of, he the #1 contender. You feel me? So like, just even have the fight, it was all hype. Like you gotta let me know what you paid for. You paid for all hype. You know what I'm saying? But even still, like boxing in that weight, especially in that weight division, it's like who's really exciting? Like I think it's like Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is like it's not a whole lot that I can write off for the bat. You know what I mean? Like how in the '90s you just named off all those heavyweights. You feel me? It's heavyweight after heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Evander
yeah, I
Holyfield,
think,
that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was somebody giving big hits, taking big hits. You feel me?
yeah, I think when the heavyweight division in boxing is not good, I think the whole sport suffer. We gonna move on, but I want to get y'all predictions right now, live on air. Wilder Fury 3, who you got?
Wilder's gonna come back. He got to come back.
Jim, who you got?
I'm putting my money on that white boy. You know
Tyson
what?
Fury.
Tyson Fury, fucking yeah. I don't give a fuck nobody talking about. He a hammer. He a hammer. You know what I'm saying? But I can
He, it,
respect. You know what I'm
he
saying? I can respect the better
definitely a
man
gamer.
winning. Yeah, it's about the better man for me. When I put my money at, I'm not gonna. You feel me? I just don't think like no. Somebody said to me one time, all the heavyweight boxers play basketball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ain't know
all
that.
the heavy, all the would be heavyweight boxers, they play basketball. Just imagine if LeBron James boxed.
True, true. Damn. Yup.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
His talent comes from his chair, agility, hand-eye coordination, all that type time. You feel
Right.
me?
Speak.
So it would just be
Yeah.
applying the same abilities to a different skill set.
All right. Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, who you got?
I'm gonna go Pac-Man. If
Shit. Errol Spence. He gonna beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Pacquiao
He's
done
just about
after
to.
this, he gonna go out with a bang.
Yeah, he definitely done after this. Like it's over for him because Errol Spence gonna end that shit. Jim,
I
who you
think
got?
I think Earl. I'm going with Earl. But I think Pac-Man gonna go out with a fight. He gonna go out with a bang. He I gotta say this, Pac-Man not letting you get the sneaky W on my last joint. Like you got to earn it. He might go out with one of them what's the boy Marquez.
Yeah,
That real
Manuel
bloody.
Marquez.
Yeah, they feud was bloody. That joint
Yeah,
was
that
bloody.
was a
He
hell of
might
a
go out
trilogy.
like that. Yeah, so Earl, we know Earl punch on him heavy, but if he can't take that shit, we're right.
All
I
right.
ain't gonna say I'm going with Earl though. I like to see the Spence from that.
All right. I got Spence. Jimmy got Spence. Somebody went with Pacquiao. Somebody. The other light skinned nigga went with Pacquiao.
Mm-mm-mm.
So with that being said, I'm gonna open the floor, see what y'all want to talk about before I move on to the next thing I want to talk about. Because I still want to talk about Kwame Brown. I still want to touch a little bit on maybe some relationship stuff. Jimmy, I know you got a story to tell. I'm dying to hear this story. But before I want to move on, I want to know, if it's anything y'all want to talk. Oh, we still got Kevin Samuels to talk about as well, and I know that's gonna be that's gonna be. I hope the ladies tuned in. I hope the ladies. Like he didn't really do anything. He just is who he is. Like I Jim said he got exposed about something lately, but I want to open the floor to y'all and see if it's something y'all want to talk about before I bring the next topic
July 31st. How about that?
in.
How about that?
July 31st.
Last 31st.
What's July 31st?
We are doing a comedy show down in Scranton, PA, with a headliner that be me. Your feature, Tony Bird, your host, Nate the Landlord, and special guest is a comedian, Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, please come on out if you ain't doing that on July 31st. Come on out to Scranton, PA. We're going to have a phenomenal, phenomenal show with my two brothers, Jumpman and Big Exclusive. It's going to be amazing, 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 amazing. Like I said, I'm in the process of trying to do something different and trying to do something big. Um, would like to rent a party bus, take a couple people down. It could be 20 people, 30 people, whatever. I'm trying to put all that together. I'm going to talk with these gentlemen behind the scene a little bit more in detail on what exactly we need to do and how we need to do it to make this something that can be possibly something great. Where we're doing this every single month for the rest of the year and many more years down the line. So y'all come bang with us, come check us out. Like I said, July 31st. Make sure y'all lock that date in and make sure y'all come support what we're doing. Don't matter how far you are. If you need a room, hotel, all that, we'll get all that information for you. You come take a drive, come hang out, come party, come laugh, have a good time with us. July, bitch.
I can't stop laughing.
Jim, you something you want to talk about before we move on to the next topic?
You know, Dirty James. I just want to put that out there. You know, everybody, because I've been doing so much. A lot of people be forgetting I'm a rapper. You know what I mean? I be forgetting I'm a rapper sometimes. You feel me? So, yeah, Dirty James. Like I said, I got an album coming out this summer. We're looking at August. You feel me? So, it's definitely gonna be that. It's definitely gonna be that. I might drop a few little hit teasers. Might drop a video. You know what I'm saying? Early releases. But when I say this joint different, bro, you know I don't even. Yeah, I mean, like I could say one thing. You feel me? But you know when I tell you, like, bro, this that. You know, it be that. You feel me? So I can't wait. I'm excited. Can't wait to drop this joint.
All right, so moving right along. What y'all want to talk about next? We want to do Kevin Samuels. Um, I'm more inclined to want to do that, just because, again, while I was gone, he has
Yeah,
been the topic of a lot of conversation. Women literally hate this guy. Um, I think, from my perspective, all right, let me just. Do you guys know who Kevin Samuels is?
yeah.
Nah, what happened to him? What he do? I'm lost.
So Kevin Samuels is a image consultant. So his clientele, the people he usually consult for, is like the 1%, or the people who are in that upper tax bracket. He consults with men and women who are looking for love or who are looking to change their image. So he's an image consultant and gives, part of his consulting is he gives relationship advice on how to get with these 1% of people, um, or how to interact, or what to expect when you dealing with, those people who are in that tax bracket. And he's had a few videos go viral, on Facebook and YouTube. He does, like, I don't know if his show is daily, but he does a show on YouTube, where he has people call in. The majority of the stuff that goes viral is him talking to women. He asks women questions, and the women, give their responses to the questions that he asks, and he lets them know whether or not they're qualified to date, men in that tax bracket that they're looking for. A lot of the times, the stuff that goes viral is because, some of the women he feel like aren't qualified to want these men, or meet the requirements or expectations that these men require or expect in a woman. He let them know, bluntly, that, you don't qualify. Now, some of the stuff that's went viral, I think dude gets a bad rap sometime, because a lot of the stuff that people see that goes viral, you don't get context, right? So if you've never watched one of his shows, and I went and watched a couple of his shows, if you watch it from beginning to end, it's normally a theme or something specific he's talking about. And, like, some of the rules he set, on his show, is his show. He gets to set his rules. Like, you can't be walking around with the phone. A lot of people are watching. You got to be stable. When he asks women to rate themselves, you rate yourself from 1 to 10. You can't use 7, right? He thinks Beyonce is a 8 and Kelly is a 9 or something like that, and, that's where he, starts his benchmark. And then, when women see this, they get really offended by what he's saying, and I think it's because they misunderstand that he's not consulting, or he's not insulting these women. These women call in his show on a regular basis for advice, about how to get these high value men, and he does the same thing to men as well. But I think women miss that part where he let the men have it as well. And the one time, the clip that went super viral, I went back and watched that, and I thought to myself, he said way worse to men, um, in the past. So I think people don't get the context of what it is that he does, and women absolutely hate this guy for being exactly what he's paid to be. So, Top, you don't sound like you're familiar with him. Jim, I know you did a little bit of, research on him. What do you think?
Yeah, because I didn't know who he was either. So yeah, basically I get the same feeling like people don't like truth, like when it applies. You feel me? Like people love to hear the truth when it applies to other people, like it's their dirty secrets or whatever the case might be. So like a reality check, like one of the topics he was talking about is basically for a woman to be 5 foot 198. You feel what I'm saying? Your wig be tight, crooked. You live in the hood. You got 4 kids. You got to kind of give the common guy a break. You feel what I'm saying? Like, look, a lot of women will turn their nose up at a guy that was a dime or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? But you want this guy who has this and has that. Well, along with having this and having that, he has options. You know what I'm saying? He's just pointing out the obvious. You know what I'm saying? And I think that women don't like to hear stuff like, bitch, you better have your thing right because homeboy ain't checking for you. And I think it's not so much as a problem for men because men kind of already know going in that, yo, my paper need to be right to deal with this chick. You know what I'm saying? Like she high maintenance, and all the things that, like we expected to pay for, hold the door open, lay your jacket over a puddle. You feel me? So it's kind of already bred into us that we need to move a certain way and be of a certain part, even approach a certain level of woman. You feel me? Even though some people just go for what they know. You feel me? But I don't think women appreciate hearing, you know, that same theory applied to them.
All right, so I want to bring in another, special guest who just joined the stream. We live on Facebook at the Big Exclusive Podcast and on YouTube at the Real Big Exclusive. My guy, he's the owner of Epic Graphics, and if you can see the shirt that I'm wearing, Never Stop the Hustle. Um, available now everywhere. Just inbox me your size if you want some, or head over to thebepodcast.com, and you can order your shirts over there as well. But I don't want to call them Epic Graphics. We're gonna call them Lamont. Have you been paying attention to the conversation that's been going on? And are you familiar
I
with
just, I
Kevin
just,
Samuels?
I just caught like the last five. I caught like the last 5 minutes of it, and I'm not too familiar with him, but I saw a couple clips of him with some females or whatever, and I probably saw about a good 5 or 10 minutes of whatever they have going on or whatever. But I
He
know
actually,
he get a lot of venom right now though.
yeah, he definitely gets a lot of venom, and that's because I want to say something, and I'm prepared for women to lose their damn mind, but I definitely want to say and here's the thing about Kevin Samuels. He holds men and women accountable, but the clips where he holds men accountable don't go viral for some reason. Because I think the women like to get that beehive mentality and like to say he doesn't like black women when, in my estimation, right, I think he holds, and again, it's the same for men, but I think when you hold women accountable and you present to them, you know what I mean, a reality that they aren't prepared for, um, I think that can be misconstrued as hate or he doesn't like black women. And I've seen him again. I watched the show. Not many white women call into his show, but there are women who call into his show. Excuse me, and they're given the same reality check because I'll give you an example. I watched one episode where he was talking to a young black lady, a black woman, and she had answered the questions like, "Ma'am, how tall are you? What do you weigh? Rate yourself from 1 to 10. You can't use 7." And this lady lived in a fantasy world because she rated herself at 8. She was like an 8 or a 9. Excuse me. And beauty is completely subjective, right? So what I find beautiful, none of the guys on this panel may find beautiful at all. It's very subjective, and to each his own. Everybody has their own affinities. Everybody has their own taste. But for that universal standard, which again I understand that it's bullshit, but we live in a society where it actually matters. Um, this he gave this woman a reality check, like, ma'am, at best you're a 5. Right? And she didn't want to hear that. She got upset and she went in on him, started cursing him out, yada yada, and he kicked her off the broadcast. So I've seen women in the comments of this same episode were really upset that one, he kicked her off, but the majority of the women were like, "Yeah, miss, you a 5 at best. What are you talking about? You want a man who makes $600,000 a year so you can stay home and not have to work and raise kids." And he just was basically telling the lady, like, "Yo, you don't qualify for that type of man." And one of the questions he asked her, he said, "Hey, do you know any man like that?" And she was like, "Well, no." And he was like, "Well, where do you find this man?" She was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "My point exactly. You don't qualify. You don't run in them circles. You don't know anybody like that. So what makes you think that you deserve a person like that?" So I want to get y'all thoughts on, that part of it. Um, are we not holding women accountable? Is it too many men with a very low standard of beauty that these women out here thinking that they are? And again, don't misunderstand. You supposed to have high self-esteem, right? You supposed to think you deserve the best. But the way the society is set up, when you call into somebody's show, you can't get mad at somebody who gives you their opinion on your looks when you called and asked for it. And women who watching this, you can't be upset at Kevin Samuels for offering his opinion. His opinion. It's not the universal opinion of me, because like I said, he told one John, you were an adjustable 7, and I thought this lady was gorgeous. But we can't get mad at this man for offering his opinion on what his standard of beauty is relative to what society's is, because they kind of coincide, because he's in the business of image consulting. So I want to get your thoughts on, you know what I mean, what I just said, and are we not holding women accountable for, you know, their attitudes and the way that they feel and think about themselves? Y'all sound scared. Y'all sound
Absolutely
scared.
not. No,
Y'all sound scared.
no. Listen, somebody else want to go. Yeah, hey, Top, you on the top.
I'll go first. My thing is, my motto in life is you should never take more than you give. So with women, they feel as though just because they're women, they're supposed to get, you know, everything under the sun just because they're a woman, and they don't have to have anything else to offer. And that thinking is so it's crazy. It's beyond me. Like I'm gonna give you a scenario that I went through. This real shit, real life. I had a young lady I was, was cool, was seeing or whatever. So I was coming out of a dark place in my life or whatever. So she was buying a house. So she thought that I was moving with her when she bought the house, which I wouldn't do, because my thing is, if we not buying the house together, I'm not moving in your place. So she couldn't understand what I was saying about that or whatever. So now, to make a short story short, now fast forward to a couple years later. Now I'm I was fine or whatever, but she was still kind of bitter about how the shit transpired or whatever. So her take, then she turned it around and was like, well, you don't bring nothing to the table. So I'm like, what? I said, I don't bring nothing to the table. I said, first of all, I got my own table. I said, you only need to bring something to the table when you're trying to sit at somebody else's table. I have my own table to sit at. But furthermore, I skipped a part of the story to make it more understandable, was the fact that she told me that I told her I wouldn't pay her bills. I said, no, I wouldn't pay your bills. I said, I can help you pay your bills, but I'm not going to pay all your bills, and I got my own bills over here to pay and my kids to take care of. Who going to pay my bills if I pay all yours? You know what she said? You a man. You got to figure it out. So they out there with that mentality. Yeah, they out there with that fucked up mentality, and I don't know where it come from. Like, it's crazy. And I could talk to her till I'm blue in the face, but that mentality that she has is not going to change.
Yeah. So you
So
think
like I'm trying to figure out, like, where the fuck did you get that from?
So you think women have this sense of entitlement that's unrealistic, basically?
They do, and they won't own up to it though.
Nope.
She said I watched how my dad and my mother did. I said, you do understand this is a different time? This is a different time.
Her daddy probably had a whole nother family, back in the
Man, her
days.
daddy, listen, her daddy was 20-something years older than her mother, so he was an old man. He had him a young John, and you know what you got to do to keep a young John.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like, when I was done when she told me that I don't bring nothing to the table, and I told her, I said, listen, I got my own table, so I don't have to bring nothing to your table if I'm not trying to sit at it. I'm not trying to sit at your table. I got my own table.
So let me ask a follow-up question to that, and this is open to all the fellas on the panel right now. Shout out to my guy Jumpman TVO, Top Flight comedian, Top Flight, and my man Lamont from Epic Graphics. My question is this: you just made a point about women and their sense of entitlement, but you also made reference to her believing a man got to do what he's supposed to do or figure it out. when it comes to being the ultimate provider, right? So is that an antiquated idea based in the world we live in today that a man should be financially responsible for everything and a woman is allowed to just simply be a homemaker and that's it? Because the problem I have with that to some extent is women want the equal rights, but they still want you to. No, let me just say this: they want the equal rights on their terms, and is that
Independent
fair
woman, man.
to men? Like, how do you guys
Well,
feel about
all
that?
right.
Like,
So
women wanting to. Go ahead,
I
Jim. Sorry
mean,
to cut you.
okay. So in the era we live in, you can find women on the front lines of the battlefield. Women are allowed to serve in the armed forces. There is the WNBA. There's women's boxing and all types of shit like that. So there are still some inequalities there. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of times women do play, you know, both sides of the fence, if you will. When it comes to the equal rights thing, it's like either we're equal or we're not. You know what I'm saying? But it's still improper to punch a woman in the face, right or wrong. So
Right.
yeah, it's improper to punch a woman in the face. You feel me? But I guess you can punch a man in the face. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But a woman will punch you in the face. You better believe it. You better believe it. A woman will punch you square in the face and then say, "You better not hit me." What do you mean? It didn't hurt because you're a woman. We all know that's like believing in the tooth fairy. You hear me? Because if Ronda Rousey punches me in the mouth, then goddamn it, she gonna have to use all her moves on me because I'm not going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different age. Like women do exhibit, not all women, but a lot of them do exhibit that. Not just a sense of entitlement. It's like the whole woman's empowered thing. I'm with it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You hear me? But everybody that be realistic. Ain't nobody all that she's beautiful on the inside. Well, flip her ass inside out. Nobody should hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're not just going to, I'm a lady. If Sinead was a real woman, she's horrible in the face. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to act like, you know what I'm saying? And then like women look like just ugly bitch. That how they go in on each other. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it be a beautiful woman that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? But a duck is a duck. Like what's that comedian? She's on Saturday Night Live. She's black, real tall. She look crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Leslie, right? Is
She
that her
was
name?
Leslie.
Yeah,
Yeah, Leslie something. Yeah.
right.
Leslie Jones.
She's a deuce.
Listen, she
She
ugly as
a
a
what?
motherfucker. You understand
A
me?
deuce. On a scale of 1 to 10, she a
She's
deuce.
I'm gonna give her a 1.3 and a half in some odd centimeters. Like she's horrible in the face, and she's making a living off it. You hear me?
But her personality is
She is
killing it
making a
though.
living off it.
So her
Yeah,
personality
but
is
you have
crazy.
to be
So
funny when you physically look like that.
yeah,
Her personality is not gonna keep a nigga in the house.
in
Is you
front of the
shitting
crib.
me? You got to be fucking shitting me. She is not that. You are not that funny, bitch. Not looking like that. She a crazy and she tall as shit. She tall as shit, bro, and she look quick. It's like
Yeah, she
what I'm
is.
saying. Personality, yeah, we can kick it, but how much is we gonna kick it? After a night of going out on the town, and you see bad bitch at the bad bitch at the bad bitch, and you about to go home with folks. That's how
You
you
just
gonna
turn the light
start
off,
looking
man.
at it. I'm with
Just turn the
folks.
light
You
off.
feel me?
Just turn the
Man,
light off.
sometimes
Let it be
sometimes
pitch
you ain't
black.
even on. Who the fuck? Who the fuck gets on you on Pornhub and then close the screen?
Mm.
Do you get on Pornhub and then lock your
I
phone?
don't get on. I don't get on Pornhub at all. But I get what
Get
you're
on
saying.
Pornhub. Everybody
But
gonna
no,
go to
I
hell.
was
We ain't
just
gonna
saying
give
what I was. No, actually, I really don't. But what I was saying was basically, her personality, she got a nice personality. Whereas though you can have somebody that look 10 times better than her with a shitty attitude and a fucked up disposition, and you can't even vibe with the bitch.
I mean, that's what dating is. You got to find a
Hey man,
balance. You got to
I
find
got
a
a question.
balance.
I got a question. These is we got two angry ass. Oh, we got an angry ass old head and an angry ass young boy.
Listen,
These two niggas done been around the block, boy. These motherfuckers. I need to talk to both of y'all because I want to write a book on how it used to be and how it is now. Because these two niggas, they done experienced some shit in life. That's all I'm gonna say.
I definitely
I
have, man.
feel like I ain't got 2 cents to say about nothing. But with that being said, I do got to sneak out because I got to get ready to head over to my show. Big exclusive. I love you, brother. Jump. I love you. Young old nigga. Big respect, man. Nice meeting you, bro. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to get back to this, but July 31st, make sure y'all come. Please come, please come, please come to the comedy show extravaganza in Scranton, PA, July 31st. Top Flight, Tony Bird, Nate the Landlord, and Ron G. And produced and produced by my guy, Big Exclusive and Jumpman. With that being said, I'm in Detroit. I'm out of here. Thank you for having me. I'm out. Comedian Top
All right,
Flight. Stay
take it
busy.
easy, man.
Stay out of trouble. Y'all brothers
Bro,
be good, man. I'm gone.
have a
take it
great
easy,
show,
bro.
All right,
bro.
man, take it easy.
All right, homie.
Damn, I really sound angry though, man.
No,
I really
you
sound
don't.
angry.
I don't think you sound angry as much as you sound like you've had some experiences that shaped who you are today. Because ultimately, I always say to people that we are the sum total of all our experiences, right? Because we only human. So for you to feel the way that you feel, I can't be mad at that because obviously you've experienced some real shit that made you feel the way that you feel. And
Yeah, man.
I'm just what
You
gets
know what
me
my
is
motto
that
is now?
what's your motto?
And I should wear this on my shirt every day, man. Fuck that shit.
Man, fuck that shit. Well, the funny thing
Yep.
is, you make
What's up?
apparel, so you can actually make that shirt right
Yeah,
now
I
if you
should wear
want
it
to.
every day.
Right,
Fuck that shit.
but what I was honestly trying to get to, because I'm curious, talking to three men as we speak right now, if you had the option, um, if you guys could financially afford to take care of everything, all the bills and all that shit in the house, and your woman was allowed just to be a housewife, would you want that? Like, as we talk about what women want, but what do men want? Since I got fellas on the
No,
panel right
no,
now,
no. You gonna
what
get the
do
fuck
men
up and
want?
do something. All that sitting home, this ain't the fucking 40s and leave it to beaver type shit. You gonna get the fuck up and do something.
Okay,
You gonna get up and do something.
Absolutely.
You gonna earn your keep around this joint. Like, ain't no more free rides. Like, fuck that shit, man.
that's the slogan, man. Fuck that shit, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, so I
I
will
mean,
say
listen,
this: if I'm in a position to take care of everything for my significant other, I most certainly would prefer to do that. But here's what I want from her. Like, yeah, I want her to do something, but it's got to be something productive. Like, go chase your dream, go do something you're passionate about, so that it allows you the opportunity to feel like you being productive, to feel like you doing something. Because the worst thing in the world is to be financially responsible for everything and you taking care of that financial responsibility, and that woman still be up your ass every 5 seconds. Where you at? What you doing? What you like? That to
That's
me
their
would take
nature.
a lot.
That's their nature. You
I
could do
couldn't
all that
handle
shit
that.
and the bitch is still
Like,
be in your ass.
my thing is, what's your dream? What do you want to do with your life? Like, let's figure out how to get you involved in doing that. That way, it allows me the freedom to make sure I'm taking care of home without impunity. Because what I can't do is have to be, you know, responsible for everything, and then have you have nothing to do but bother me. And I can hear women now, and I can hear the comments coming through my headphones like, What do you mean bother you? This like find something to do. Like you got too much idle time. Like oh like no you like again I'm working. I'm busting my hump. I'm taking care of everything, making sure everything's all right. The least you could do is do something productive, and I'd rather it be something that you passionate about, so that you would continue to do it, and not bother me as much. So that
Yeah,
would be me.
yeah, that not. I mean, it's not even so much as like bothering me. Like, I mean, I would like to think like in the beginning stages of dating, and while we get to know each other, I find out what your likes are, what you want to do, like what your dreams and aspirations are, and as I'm doing mine, if you're not already doing yours, then maybe I can help you get there, regardless of what I can provide for at our
Right.
home. These are the things I do out of love and responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like if staying home and raising the kids is, really what you want to do, but how many times can you do that? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like at the end, it's always going to boil down to what does she want to do? You feel what I'm saying? Maybe she wants to, be a hairdresser, or what I mean, open up an insurance firm. You know what I'm saying? Or at least some type of home business. You feel me? Make it your
Right.
business. You know what I'm saying? Your thing. You feel me? I think that's just healthy. Everybody gotta have their own. You feel me? Their own space and uh, I guess rhythm for operation, if you will. You know what I'm saying? The way you move. You feel me? And like I think that when one spouse has that and the other one doesn't, it becomes an issue without people being able to even identify that type of stuff. You feel me? Like you don't even know what you're mad at, but it's like a rapper, like dating a rapper, like girls dating a rapper. Like everything that every event and every move is not going to always be you're right there. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can't be at every one. You feel what I'm saying? The only person that's going to be at every one is the rapper himself. You feel what I'm saying? Like what
Right.
are
Because
you
that's the
doing?
job.
You feel what I'm saying? Right,
So
right.
so let me ask you this, right? And I agree with what you said earlier too, Jim, about women in specific sports and entertainment, making sure they get equal pay. I'm on board with that. But how do men genuinely feel about women or dating women who make significantly more money than they do? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like the girl or the woman that you're dating or
I
married
mean,
to or have a
it don't
relationship
bother
with
me
make more
because
money?
the way I look at it, I don't worry about what you make. Like what you make, I don't like it don't affect me because as a man, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get mine by hook or by crook, or whatever you bring to the table is just what you bring to the table. Like I'm not relying on nothing that you got. Like so
So
what you
wait,
make is what you
let's
make.
let's
So I'm not
let's
intimidated
let's
by
go
it.
back to that. Does that feel a little hypocritical that you said that about I'm gonna figure it out by hook or crook? I'm a man, but
Yeah.
if you just said like the woman said the same shit, what's the difference?
The difference is I don't care like if you're doing what you're doing and you're making what you're making. I don't keep that's what you do. But she's doing something. What I said was you're not going to sit around and not do nothing. You're going to get the
Right.
fuck up and you're going to do something. So whatever you're doing, whatever it bring in, you're bringing in what you bring in, and I'm not counting it. I don't worry about that. So I'm
Solid.
not intimidated by you making more than I make, or whoever make more than what he. I'm just worrying about what I'm going to make.
Right.
So what you make is what
Jam.
you make. But guess what? You're making
Right.
something though. You're not sitting home not doing shit at all. Like you
Not
establish
doing
your
nothing.
worth, whatever. Yeah, exactly. So you out there, you establishing your own worth.
Establishing your worth. I think
What
a
you got,
lot
Jam?
on both sides of that. I think a lot of the time women do know what they bring to the table, and they do have some type of gauge on where they value themselves, and I think a lot of men don't. You know what I'm saying? Because we go so hard pursuing women. You feel what I'm saying? Like, uh, like I think highly of myself. My self esteem is, healthy. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, but with a lot of men forget that, when you the man, you the man. You know what I'm saying? But I think that in a lot of times in being the man, that a lot of shit go to God's head, and you forget that she's still who she is. I mean, look at you feel what I'm saying? So I mean, like knowing what you bring to the table, that wise, because that's the most important thing. Your pockets, if that's what you there for, the finances and the games and all that, then the relationship ain't gonna last anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like you
got
gotta keep in mind, you bring the most valuable thing to the table, and that is you. You know what I'm saying? If that person wants to
Right.
be with you, then you know what I'm saying, then you are the asset. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the intangibles is just important, like a woman with a drive. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's when the beauty thing comes into play. Like beauty is but so much, because she could be a beautifully wrapped piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting around, don't
exactly.
want to do
Yep.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? She a liability.
Shallow.
You know what I'm saying?
You start pulling back them layers and ain't nothing
Right,
behind it, man.
shallow. Right, that's it. That's just
Yeah.
beauty. You know what I'm saying? But if she's beautiful, she's driven. You know what I'm saying? She's dedicated and passionate
Got
about something.
ambition. Yeah. Ambition
Right,
and
then
drive, man.
that's right, and that shit shows up in other areas of your relationship, because if she takes drive in her business and pride and presentation and all that, you know, just tapping back in on the Monique thing, but pride in the presentation of her thing, then she gonna take that same pride in the way she treat her man. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. If she not
Exactly.
doing shit, then she not doing shit, and you know what I'm saying, and it's vice versa. But that's what it is. As far as like somebody laying around not doing shit, you saying, like when a person has drive, you're saying whether they might not hit the ball when it's pitched, but they taking that swing. You know what I'm saying? That swing itself takes a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? It takes more effort to miss than to do the hit, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, when you see that a person is willing to put that effort in and swing and miss, you know what I'm saying? That's workable than a motherfucker that's workable. Eventually you're gonna hit that
Right.
motherfucker. But a
Right.
motherfucker that's not even picking up the bat, you know what I'm saying? I know a woman don't want a man like that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that men should have to settle for no shit like that just because this particular bum has a fat ass and a pretty smile.
And a lot of them try
Yeah,
to they
right.
try to they try to carry it around their whole life and think that that's what that's what make them win. Like that shit is old. Like it's over for that. Like you can't just bring a fat ass and good looks to the table.
Not at all.
Because
So
guess
with
what?
that being said,
If we gonna grow old together, that fat ass ain't gonna be fat no more.
facts. Facts.
Not at all.
So now what you got? Now what you got? Show me what you got now.
So listen, we are rounding to the end of the show. This has been like I can't tell you how happy I am to be back uh, on the podcast. I can't tell you how happy I am for the love and support of the sponsors. I can't tell you how happy I am to see people come through and continue to support. The whole time I was absent from the podcast, I have some patrons. And if you want to be a patron, you just go to the bepodcast.com and you can sign up. You can give me $1 a month. You can do more if you want. It's totally up to you. But shout out to Dawn. She said great conversation. But what I wanted to say was I'm extremely happy to be back. We're gonna do this more. I got some great, exciting shows coming up. I'm super excited, and I want to say thank you to everybody who continued to donate, even when the podcast was absent. You guys reached out and was like, "Do you need anything? When is it coming back?" I'm happy to be back. Shout out to Top Flight for coming on and bringing some funny. Shout out to my guy Jumpman TVO. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. Um, it's all the same, Jumpman TVO. I think on Instagram is Jumpman _TVO. He's going to have the last word on the podcast. He has a story I want him to tell. Shout out to my man Lamont. He wasn't scheduled to be on the podcast. Epic Graphics is his company. I'm gonna be working closely with him for any other podcasts, shows, radio, or anything. If you got a business, big or small, and you need some promo material, you need T-shirts, you need coffee mugs, pens, mouse pads, those shape shifting or picture shifting pillows. Like he has a multitude of things that he does in his company, Epic Graphics. I want to make sure I'm going to get with him and I'm going to make sure he put together some type of packages. See if we can get him to discount it a little bit so you guys can have some
Listen,
promo
man.
material for your shows.
Some
Go ahead.
stuff be free 99, man.
Some stuff. Listen,
I
you
got
heard it.
I got some free 99 stuff, man.
See, this is why you come to the big exclusive show. You got my man Epic Graphics talking about some free 99 stuff. So for everybody interested in some free 99 stuff, make sure y'all follow all my social media. That's at Big Exclusive. Make sure you follow Dawn C. Baines on Facebook. She does the Willpower Show, her and Khadijah Mondays. I want to say from 6 to 8, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you guys check her out. I'm not opposed to ever supporting my folks because of the way you guys support me. I got to give a special shout out to my guy Dying over at Critical Shot Studios. He's responsible for the setup, the audio, the video. I was a little blurry for a second, so when we off air, I'm gonna cuss his ass out. But for the majority, he does a fantastic job making sure I look good. So with that being said, Epic Graphics, I'm gonna give you a word, and then I'm gonna let Jimmy end the show with his story. Before he does, because I'm not gonna say anything else. Yo, I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all coming on and really fucking with me on the Big Exclusive Podcast. All right,
Yeah.
www.thebepodcast.com. Lamont, take it away. After he done, Lamont, after you done, Jim gonna take it away and tell us a little story.
All right, I ain't even gonna hold Jim up with his story, but like you said, I got to get with you with some promotional items and some some free 99 stuff. Our folks love that free word or whatever. So go
For
ahead, take
sure.
us away, man.
Yeah, it's just something that crossed my mind, man, and it's about the way you deal with people, man. So like, I mean, especially with my family, you know what I'm saying. So I'm driving, I'm in the city, and we leave. I'm from the bottom, leaving West Philly, and we on our way uptown. We about to go see some girls, you know what I'm saying. And on our way up there was me and my cousin. We see his man. I think what's that? You remember what, what Buffy's was? Remember the old Buffy's?
Nah,
Hey,
I'm
you
clueless.
don't remember Buffy's over there? I
Buffy,
think cut the
Buffy,
Comcast
Buffy.
cable back there, the bar, or it used to be called for, or it's another Jamaican joint called Genesis or something back there. Anyway, so we see his man or whatever, pull over, my cousin jump out and he holler at his folks. So they come back to the car and he's like, "Yo, can you get my man a ride? You know, back up. He going the same way." I'm like, cool. Now I'm doing my cousin a favor. I don't even know this guy. You feel what I'm saying? But family get how family get though. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a silver underlining to things. You feel me? So as we driving now, I noticed he got this duffel bag. You feel me? So I say, as I'm driving, I say, damn, cuz, what's in the bag? You know what this nigga tell me? None of your fucking business. So I lose it. You hear me? I lose it. Hey, listen, fam, you can get the fuck out straight like that. Yeah, I tip on it. So yeah, I pull right over. He start.
He would have got right
Listen,
the fuck out. Like,
yeah, listen. So as he getting out, man, I step on the gas. Door closed,
he was like
bag still in the
tumbleweed and
back.
shit.
Now, yeah, no, man, bag still in the back and the shit. I'm arguing with my cousin. Oh man, that's my man from down north. His people's this and that. Man, fuck all that. I ain't trying into that shit, cuz. You can get the fuck out too. You hear me?
Yeah,
Straight like that.
yeah.
For being a fucking nut, you can get your nut ass out too. So I kicked my cousin out the car. You hear me? Now I'm fucking mad because the little bitches we was about to go see, this was his situation. You feel me? I ain't got I shoot back down the way. On the way down on Morning Expressway, my mom called me, called my mom. You feel what I'm saying? So I get back down the way, and I'm heated, bro. I'm talking about I'm flaming, bro. I look back in the back seat and realize the bag back there. I knew it was back there,
Fucking
but I
back and
forgot. You hear me? I go in the house, man. Yeah, I go in the house, man, and open this fucking bag. God damn. You know what I mean? Shit was
And that's the
crazy.
show, folks. Big Exclusive Podcast. Make sure you
I
tune
want to know
in
what the fuck was in the
every
bag.
Tuesday, 6 to 8. Facebook at the Big Exclusive Podcast. YouTube on the Real Big Exclusive Podcast. You can catch the podcast on all streaming platforms from Apple to Amazon. Tomorrow evening, it will be available. And if you really fuck with me, head over to thebepodcast.com. You can listen to some old shows. Make sure you follow the YouTube page, subscribe. And I had my daughter on earlier. She did a hell of a job. Cameron, Kayla, I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys go check Kayla and Cameron Try on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, show my babies some love, and we are gone.
Absolutely.